Hello, my strangelings, and welcome back to part 2 of the Beckford family case that was done by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And just for a recap, the Becker's eldest child, Vicky, played with a Ouija board and summoned a inhumane spirit. So now, let's continue. Over the course of many months, the entity led Vicky to believe it was the spirit of a teenage boy, sort of teenage angel, who died when she herself was just a little girl. Gullible and unsuspecting, Vicky replied by telling him all about herself and her feelings. On one occasion, she asked the spirit to tell her its name, or pressing an entity back off, giving the same lame excuse that it must never reveal its name to a living person or else be forced to return to the mists. As time went by, Vicky nevertheless became infatuated with the spirit on the Ouija board, which she came to view as her boyfriend. To acknowledge her affection, the spirit gave Vicky information about insignificant future events. Later, she would witness incidents around town that the spirit told her would occur. Overall, the spirit on the Ouija board became extremely credible to Vicky Beckford. After years of trading intimacies on the board, Vicky became emotional dependent on the spirit. During the last week of February 1974, Vicky went a step further. Can you reveal my future?" she asked. The spirit was only too happy to comply. In a long and involved session, it laid out a scenario of Vicky's life for the next 6 years, providing specific details right down to the date of birth of her first child and the fact that she would have a total of 3 by 1978. All information that would eventually prove correct. Vicky's overwhelming involvement with an unknown spirit soon made her even more curious and impatient. She craved to see her invisible boyfriend. Late Saturday night, March 2nd, she pleaded for him to manifest. Just once, she told the spirit, "I wanted to see what he looked like." The next day, Sunday morning, Pete Beckford went out and tried to start his car. It wouldn't turn over. Lifting up the hood, he found the spark plug wires pulled out, with a rubber hose unfastened and the fan belt cut. Not much later, Vicky tried to start the car too. It wouldn't start either, and finally had to be towed away to a local garage. The next day, the mechanics summarized that the internal engine parts had been disassembled. That week, other incidents of apparent vandalism occurred around the Beckford house. The back door was torn out of its housing, foundation shrubs were yanked out of the ground, roots and all. On the roof, a 6-foot cast iron pipe housing electrical wires, unaccountable, bent at a 90-degree angle. On March 8th, Pete Beckford marked one flat on the kitchen calendar. No sooner did Vicky get her car back from the shop than one of her other tires lost air. The next day, Saturday, her father made the same entry on the calendar, although this time it seemed the tire had been cut with a knife. Alright. That was part 2. We'll continue on this weekend. So I'll see you guys on Friday.